Ella, welcome to my YouTube channel. Guys, no matter what we can look at, how we can look at this, the case is falling apart and they know it, guys. Abobalo, you know that the case is falling apart, guys. Listen carefully to what I want to share with you because what we are watching in that courtroom right now is not a strong prosecution. It's a case slowly collapsing in real time. And the scary part, they are trying to use memory gaps, bank statements to replace real evidence. That's what Baloyi is doing there. Let's break it down. The state is focusing on a loan that doesn't appear on a specific date, according to the bank statement that they brought. No transaction on the 26th, according to the bank statement that they brought. A man who can't remember a random Sunday. And somehow that must prove he was involved in a murder. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Now let's do a reality check very quickly. Let's be honest here as South Africans, okay? Do you remember what were you doing back in 2014? Okay, let's not even go to 2014. Let's talk about 2020. Do you remember what were you doing in 2020? All we remember about 2020, people were dying. COVID, we were locked in our houses, working from home. Do you guys remember what else happened except for those moments where people passed away and that we could not go anywhere? What else do you remember about 2020 if we're going to talk about things that happened? On a random Sunday, what were you doing? On a random Sunday last year, now, what were you doing? Or even in January, on a random Sunday, what were you doing? Or even last month? Exactly. Now, suddenly, not remembering is equal to guilty according to Baloyi. That's not law, right? There's nothing wrong with that, not remembering things. Baloyi is just being desperate. Baloyi is being desperate. Let's talk about the loan myth destroyed, Gesan. Here is what the court is ignoring. A loan is not instant proof of anything. Do you understand? When it comes to what Baloyi is doing. But for Ntanzi, that loan is a proof that he did a loan somewhere in a bank. It may even give us the time for Ntanzi that where was the loan taken, which branch he was in when he was doing that loan. It can tell us. There is something that it can tell us, especially the day it was done. If it was done that weekend, then it will tell us. But now we don't know. Because that week there are no transactions. Of course, banks look at credit profile, affordability, employment, risk of reckless lending, supporting documents, payslip, proof of address, all of that there. And most importantly, a loan does not reflect depending on where were you doing the loan. So if he did the loan at Capitec Bank, well, he was using Capitec Bank, it was going to reflect immediately the day that he did the loan. Now, the issue here is that it's not, Ubaloyi is trying to say, Ntanzi did not give us dates. Ubaloyi is trying to say, Ntanzi says he did the loan on the 26th. Therefore, something is wrong if it's not showing. That's legal. That's not what Ntanzi said. Ntanzi said, I don't remember. Ubaloyi is putting it as definite that Ntanzi said or suggested that it was done the 26th. Now, the big problem when it comes to that, the state is doing something very dangerous, replacing real evidence with irrelevant details. Where is the CCTV footage, cell phone location data, witness placing him at the crime scene, forensic linkage? None. Absolutely nothing. Instead, we are busy listening to him arguing about 60 Rand withdrawals and missing transactions. How is that going to help the court? He is dealing with irrelevance and is expecting everyone to fall into line with that. Njani? Like, honestly, Njani? Hi, guys. Okay, let me explain something critical. In criminal law, the state must prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Not he can't remember, there's no transactions, something looks strange. That is not proof. That is speculation. So Ubalo is failing when it comes to that. Second thing is that he is failing on is that this is now also a second major failure for Ubalo. They failed to place him at the crime scene. Now they are failing to build a financial link, and still the case continues. Jesus. There's no financial link with what Ubalo is trying to do, because he doesn't bring a statement that says on the 26th, here is your bank statement, says when are you at Naledi Mall. Meaning closer to Phosphorus, according to Zoom. There's nothing like that. And there's nothing that says a certain amount was deposited in your account. If you guys remember, in the AKA murder case, the people had got deposits of certain amounts deposited into the 100,000. I don't remember, but there were monies that were deposited into their accounts. They accused. In that timeline of February, there were monies. So you can't tell me Uguti Ubaloyi. I come on, guys. No. Now, this is where the public gets frustrated. And this is where the anger comes from, because this is not just a case anymore. This is public funds, public money, our tax money, public trust also. This is the justice system of South Africa. And what are we getting? Arguments about things that don't even prove anything. Ubaloyi accepts South African too. Ubaloyi is actually really and then when this house of cards collapse down fully, when they get sentences, life sentences in jail, because what nonsense is this? Wasting state resources on this nonsense. No, man, guys, no. If the state had real evidence, we would see movements of Bongani Ndanzi, coordination of Bongani Ndanzi, communication of Bongani Ndanzi with the other accused, and their coordination. Do you understand? And we would see their movements, all of them. We will see the presence at the crime scene of these accused. Where are those things? Come on, they used crime intelligence, didn't they? So where is crime intelligence to assist in all of this? Crime intelligence of the country, if they were solving this case properly, was going to assist in showing us for 2014 where was Bongani. They would have asked him, which number were you using? And they track him using that number. Ask Moses Sibia, which number were you using? Track that number. Ask accused number 3, of which accused number 3's tracking is there. We have accused number 3. They would have asked also accused number 4, also accused number 5. They would know all of that, Shendi, guys. Ay, man. These people, guys, this is too much. This is too much. They are doing too much, they are doing too much, and it's really frustrating. And at some point, we have to ask the real question, is this prostitution or is this guesswork? What's going on here? Because right now, this does not look like a case being proven. It looks like a case being stretched to fit a narrative. The more it exposes how weak the case really is, the more Ubaloyi continues to be cross-examining things that don't make sense. It's so unfair to us as South Africans, really. It's unfair. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. But now I'm really irritated with how the whole thing. And to think that it's been an entire month, Ubaloyi has achieved absolutely nothing. It's been an entire month with Ubongani Ndanzi on the stand, cross-examining him. Ubaloyi has done nothing, achieved nothing, done nothing with Ndanzi, proved nothing, absolutely niks. There is nothing that he can say, this is tangible, this is what I have done. There's no benefit. There's absolutely no benefit. It's irritating to say the least. I don't know about you, but oh God, this, my dear, is irritating. It's so irritating. I don't know, man. abo baloyi expect ukuthi si accepte kanjani lento. But we will see. Time will tell. Ujudge Rata will have to decide what's going to happen with this. I pray that Uthixo makes Ujudge Rata see things for what they are, not what he wants to see. Uthixo, I pray ukuthi Ujudge Rata be made, even if it means i-judgment uzayibhalelwa nguMichael. UMichael must come and write down the judgment himself. Ayikho le nto. Ayikho le into, sisenjeni apha qha. What are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? I'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.